So it has come to my attention that I have not been uploading for the past 2 years, 2.5 years. And that's my fault. I didn't realize, I forgot that this was happening. It's been in the back of my mind for a while now. So this video is kind of a multi-purpose. First of all, I've been busy. I don't think anyone noticed since I don't really have that much people, following along. But, it's there. Summer's kicking in, so hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to try and do things I want to do more here. So, we'll try and do that as much as we can. But okay, so the reason behind this video is, first of all, to come out and say I'm going to try and do this more often. This is something I've been wanting to do, and I forgot that I had this set up, so I decided to try and get back in the swing of things. But what I wanted to address was so there's a lot of controversy in Rivals right now. And I just saw a video about this myself, and apparently there's been a lot of stuff happening. Like, we're season 8. We're about a year and a half into Rivals. And a lot's come out since then. We've gotten, it started out with like 30 odd heroes, and now we're at 53, I think. 52, 53, around that area. And while this is really cool and they're constantly giving us new content, there's a lot of, well, the only way I can put it is controversy behind a lot of what's happening. The most recent thing I can think of is the fucking uprise and a half of people cheating in this game. And I find it funny. My favorite part is that Rivals had to publicly address this to everybody, saying, hey, we know people are cheating. We don't condone this. Which shouldn't have been in the first place. Like, they didn't, but they also didn't really do anything to stop it. And the reason why that specific detail is important is because they did try and stop it, but they just didn't go about it the right way. Instead of doing legitimate hardware IP bans, they were only banning the account itself. And that itself is a problem, is due to the fact that, and this is for people who don't, understand it fully, they can, because Rivals is free, you can just make a new account. And make a new account over and over and over again, and you can just constantly get away with it. Because they didn't start hardware banning until recently, which a year in, you would think hardware ban yesterday. But I haven't encountered many cheaters, partly because I play on console. In case you can't tell, I have a TV in the background. By the way, we moved into my room fully so I can do everything in here, which I really needed to start doing. It feels a lot better being able to do everything in one room. That way I can take care of this guy and his brother over here off camera. But also being able to, do things like stream and stuff like that, which I still need to get fully set up on the Xbox, which you can see right there. Anyway, not what I'm addressing. So the reason why you just ban the accounts is because they just constantly make more and more, and they still ruin other people's days. Now, I've experienced this myself. Unfortunately, I have come across a cheater in a plat lobby. And I reported the account, and it got banned. But the problem with that is, I believe that they still showed up at some point, but I just can't find out, per se. But that's not the case, as far as I know. What does this mean for the future of Rivals though? Because they only just started banning account or like hardwares and IPs, but they only just started doing it, and it's like a last resort. Like if someone's gonna be caught cheating, you gotta like smack the hammer on them with like hellfire attached to it. Because if your account gets banned, then whatever. Like, you know, you can just get back to where you were. If you're a good player, you'll get back to where you were in about 2 or 3 days. That's just how it works. A good couple of days and you're already back to where you were. I speak from experience. I've done it myself where I had one account where I went all the way up to plat, but then I had to make a new account to learn another character and play with other friends. And I ended up getting that character or that account up to plat in like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. But that's just because my other account at the time of me not playing on that anymore was already plat. So I had to go through the hell that was gold. I don't know what else to say. The problem with an IP ban being the last resort is it doesn't actually show NetEase taking the full initiative. They're taking initiative against the people who are going out of the way to install these things and, you know, ruin other people's lives in comp. But it's not the proper initial initiative. Say that 10 times fast. Anyway. Because it doesn't send a message. It doesn't. It just straight up doesn't. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It doesn't send the right message. Because yes, you want people to play your game. You want people to enjoy the experience. However, with that happening, you need to show that if you want to play right or don't play at all. And like this is a bad example, but Valorant, for example, has made an update within the past like couple of months. It was their play right or don't play at all pact, or sorry, their community pact. It's play right, play with dignity, and play with respect. And they like have actively started laying down the hammer more. And this is something that I feel like Rivals could look at. Because, like, while Valorant and Riot's anti-cheat isn't perfect, it, it it still does the job it needs to do. Rivals anti-cheat is like la di da di da, you know, it's like doing its little dance in the park. So, with this new update where they're only doing like they have started IP banning, which is good. Good, they're doing IP and hardware bans. Like I said, they need to make that their first resort for cheating. Someone's cussing somebody out, by all means, just smack them with a comm ban or something like that. But what they fail to realize is if they don't make hardware bans on anti-cheats, hardware bans on cheats, like first resort, then they're not going to get a good game. Because the gameplay itself, it's smooth. It's pretty decent. It's very action heavy, and I like that. But the anti-cheat is what makes it good. The penalties that being handled out, that's what makes it good. Like, if it's not managed properly, then what's the point in having it? And that's what is kind of kicking up right now. And I feel like if Rivals doesn't fix that within the next month or two, I feel like this game's going to fall off. More than it already has. Which is kind of harsh, but it's something I just see happening. Maybe not in a month or two now that I think about it, but it's definitely going to fall off pretty quickly if it doesn't get fixed hard. Because what else I'm noticing is they're kind of banning in waves. but you gotta smack people the moment you notice it. Like, the moment a report's set in and you look at it, if it does not make sense, then you have to do it then and there. You don't do bans, or you don't do waves. You look at it as soon as you can, and you send them packing. If the situation calls for it. If it doesn't, then by all means. But, like, the idea is there. But yeah, that's just what I think is... It's eventually going to happen. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is eventually going to happen, and that's not anyone's fault, except for their own. It's not. And I hate to say it, that's just what's going to happen. Which is sad, because, again, Rivals is one of my all-time favorite games. It's so fun, it's so chaotic, and I love it. And I want to get to, like, streaming it live for everyone to see how bad at the game I am. But at the same time, if the anti-cheat and the, like, system itself doesn't get any better, then it's eventually going to be unplayable. Maybe not for me, maybe not for a lot of people, but I do see it becoming unplayable to a certain degree. But those are my thoughts on it. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say. I am trying to get more content up, so, you know, keep an eye out for that, but don't get your hopes up too high. Just a fair warning. I'm probably going to try and do a stream on Rivals if I can get everything set up properly, which I'm hoping I can get the situation to be fixed fully to get streaming happening on Twitch. But, you know, I can't really do much about it. It just depends on how everything goes together. I don't have an outro for you. Maybe, I don't know, I don't remember how I had it set up, but I think there's going to be a video, like, on either side of me. Go check it out. They're from when I was, like, late junior high, early high school. I'm a junior now. Yeah. That's how long it's been. Peace out.